We are live. It says so. Whoop-de-woo, we made it to Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. The Highbury squad is back. And guess what? Proper football's back. The Arsenal are going to play. We have to wait till Monday, but we'll wait as long as it takes. Plus, this fella and his weekly live fan Q&A. Hope you've come prepared. We've got an extravaganza lined up for you tonight. Here we go. Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Please stand clear of the discussion doors. The next stop is Highbury Squad. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome back to another live edition of the Highbury Squad. Joining me in the house once again, my podcast brother from another mother. Looks like you're rocking some new swag. Mr. Super Kevin.
Squaddies, how you doing? Are you ready for double bubble? I hope so. Listen, let's get stuck into on this one because it's going to be a good one. At ease, Squaddies. Let's go.
At ease, everyone. Welcome. Okay, so let's get some early housekeeping items out of the way. Because we have a packed show today, Jags, I'm going to share your new picture on Monday's show. Okay.
Yeah, nobody wants to see Jags at the moment.
No one wants to see that on a Friday.
Yeah, bless him.
I was on hold today, Kev, for 2.5 hours with Virgin Atlantic. I don't know if you've seen that episode of Friends with Phoebe where she's on hold and they all go to like some party and come back and she's still on hold.
And she's still on hold, yeah.
Yeah. And then she realizes that she thought she was calling a toll-free number, but then she realizes it's like 801. She was calling Utah, right? I kind of felt that way today, but I hung in there, and literally the reason why I came on into the green room by the skin of my teeth is in typical fashion, they answered the phone like 8 minutes before the show.
Typical.
And I was like, I couldn't even shower. I haven't showered yet today. This is, why I look like a bit of a mess. I mean, some of you may think it's a hot mess. It's just a mess. So that's how my morning has gone, Super Kev. But I did rectify my issue.
Well, you got it sorted, right?
Yeah, got it sorted.
And you made the show.
And I made the show. Matty K was on the phone to Sky for nearly 2 hours, an absolute joke. Yeah. I mean, yeah. The hair, it all, just bear with me, you guys. It's been one of those mornings. Good evening to all the usual suspects in the house. Yes, Jaffa, Super Kevin Campbell. He's got an extravaganza lined up for you tonight.
Mr. Waffles!
Kev, I also almost fell asleep watching the World Cup draw.
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it. As soon as
fest.
I turned it on, I thought, I'm not watching this.
Yeah, terrible. So many things about it that I have issues with, but I'm not going to talk about it. Hello from Cologne is Köln. Mr. Magic Mike, Kev, is on his Magic Mike tour.
Is he with his son, isn't he?
Yes, he's with Jakey.
Fantastic. Yep. Brilliant.
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
And of course, early indications there could be trouble in our household, Kev, because England and the USA are in the same group.
No trouble at all.
Yeah.
It's a good group. And
it's a good group to be in.
It's a good group to be in, let's be honest.
Let's be honest. All right, let's get stuck in, shall we? My hair's really getting on my nerves right now. Okay, hit the likes fast on Kevin will give you preaching. I mean, if you missed last night's show, Super Kev took Mr. Stevie Nicol. He Michael Thomas'd him. He Michael Thomas'd the Liverpool legend Stevie Nicol. That's happened to Stevie twice now in his career. Once playing football and once in broadcasting.
And then, Soph, when the goal went in, there was still a little bit of time, and then you two-footed him, and he had to be stretchered off yesterday. So there you go. He couldn't get away quick enough. There you go.
I had to get revenge, for the Eduardo tackle over the years, the Rambo 1.0 tackles, Kev. I went in hardcore.
You went in hard. Yeah.
Right, let's start the show with what we promised you. And last week, Kev did a couple of solo bits where he asked you two very important questions. One was on a different version of Kevin Says last Friday, where he talked about the Arteta journey so far, the evolution of the Arsenal under Arteta. And then he also asked you about our young guns and how everyone can integrate and play
And
together.
what would you do?
And what would you do? And you answered in your droves. So, as always, with our YouTube, I'm going to be doing this a lot more, as we've told you. We're going to be sharing a lot of the YouTube comments, and everyone in live chat can chime in. And then, of course, we have this week's questions as we head into the Crystal Palace game. So, I hope you did bring your biscuits, your beer, or your wine, because we're going to be here for a little while with you on this fine Friday morning, afternoon, evening, or early hours of the morning, no matter where in the world you might be. So let's start at the very tippy top of the Highbury Squad Friday Mountain, Super Kev. Your first, we're going to tackle this because it's topical today. The gaffer won himself the Manager of the Month in March. Some Liverpool fans are a bit testy about it because apparently they won 3 games, didn't concede any goals, and they beat us 2-0. So they felt Jurgen Klopp deserved to be Manager of the Month, Super Kev. You asked the question about Mikel Arteta on your show. So I will read a bunch and you can respond as we go. And of course, live chat, get involved. Joel Wafula said, "This is brilliant. More of this, please, Super Kev. Thank you." Richard Aya Nana said, "This was a wonderful show, a great recap and synopsis of the Arteta era. Well done and beautifully presented." Alex Humphreys says, "This is the best summing up I've heard. I loved you back in the day and I love you now, Kevin. Let's get behind Mikel and push this towards where we want to be." That's a nice message from Alex.
Lovely. Thanks, Alex.
Niklo Mbambo says, "This was the best Kevin Says of all time. Thank you, Kevin." Fel B says, "Would love to take a team talk for one of the 10 games, Kevin. You've inspired me. Damn, LOL." Medical study buddy. That's a good one, right? I like that. Casey always giving a fair assessment at a time when people are so impatient and media driven. I'm pretty sure you've been cussed a few times by Newman already with all of...
Hey, listen, Newman kills me, doesn't he? He tries to kill me every time. I love it.
Some people are perplexed, Tammy and a few others, about how Arteta's won. But we'll get to all of that. Let's carry on reading some of these. Growth is what I wanted most of all, says GD. And I couldn't be happier. At the beginning of the season, I never thought we would have a chance to finish in the top 4. Still don't expect it. I'll still be happy with 5th, but equally disappointed because we had a chance to strengthen in January and we didn't. Overall, it will be positive because of the direction the club is going in with these young players. Long may it continue. Amazing show, Sophie, day after day. We very much appreciate it. As squaddies, we are lucky, privileged to even act with you guys and with us, taking for granted, but some, LOL, I'll say no names. I wonder who he's talking about, Kev, but in all seriousness... I wonder! He put some winks and smiles, did GD, on this lovely comment. But in all seriousness, we love you, Soph and Kevin. Keep breaking those necks. So that was good. Yeah, we're just going to keep quiet about... It's one of those, when you score moments. Jonathan Porter says, as an Arsenal fan that stood on the North Bank as a teenager and watched you, Kev, I just want to thank you for giving your time for us fans. We may agree or disagree with your opinions, but regardless of that, it's amazing how you give us your time. Being of a similar age, I personally agree with you as I've seen worse. And the rise of our young players, including yourself, in this team, I get similar feelings. We needed our Smith, Campbell, Wright. Imagine those 3 options up front in this current side. And maybe Richardson to guide the young players. But I have hope And sometimes it's the hope that kills us, but we must believe together. Thank you. And
Well
fans,
said.
remember, we are the Arsenal. Keep it classy.
Well said. Well said.
Okay, Steamland says, love you, Kev. You more or less with me thinking in your thinking of the Arsenal. I feel your hype and I love your breakdowns. Sahid says, Kevin, I can listen to you all day, full of knowledge and wisdom. My friend Kevin may it long continue. Look at Sahid becoming mates with you.
I'll tell you what, me and Saeed, we're like that now.
Praktika says, Kevin said something just wasn't right. That something is Raul Sanlehi. He scuttled Emery with his backroom transfer deals, giving Emery players he didn't want, not letting the coach to shape the team as he wanted to do so. Arteta's first year and a half were also hampered by Don Raul and his deals, and the situation didn't really improve at the Arsenal until the owners were convinced of Raul's problems and they got rid of him, says Praktika. What do you think about that, Kev?
I think that's a really, really good point, to be honest, Sophie. Obviously, I was just really concentrated on Mikel Arteta and the regime. But that is a really, really good point about Raul. You know, there were some funny things that went on in the background, you know, paying 72 million for Pepe. And I think once all the details of that deal came out, Sophie, his feet didn't touch the floor on the way out of the Emirates, did it? So obviously there may be a little skullduggery going on somewhere. And that's a really good summary.
Yeah,
really
very
good.
Very good, very good. AFC Max, don't worry, no bookings today. Well, that all depends. It's early yet, and we're going to be here.
Early doors. We've got a long way to go.
Struggling to hear me. Oh, is that Kev? Maybe turn your volume down. Let us know how it is.
My volume's low. My volume's on 20.
My volume's low too. Maybe I'm just too far away from the mic.
Maybe get a bit
hope
closer.
That works. Ian reckons that Newman is the media pundit of the squaddies, always dissing Arteta and Arsenal, KC in particular.
I think he is, to be honest with you. But we always got to have one, Soph. You know, life is a balance. You can't have everybody going one way. We always need a Newman.
Yeah.
Every chat needs a Newman. And boy, have we got a Newman.
Every chat needs a wanker. Sorry. You set that one up. Newman knows I'm joking. Connor Hanley says, brilliant, brilliant show, Super Kev. Thanks, man. Keep telling it how it is, big man. SJ Chan says, I don't think the owners wanted Emery to be manager. They never backed him or helped him. There was a lot of problems in that team. He had too much crap to deal with. We should admire him for coming in and insisting on speaking English. He got a lot of crap for that. He didn't deserve to be treated that way. Look at him with his current team. Good luck to Unai. Fair play.
Sophie. Well, no. You can't say the owners didn't want him when they appointed him. If they didn't want him, they wouldn't appoint him.
Well, they didn't appoint him, did they?
Well, who appointed him then? If the owners don't appoint you.
Yeah, I guess. But I don't think that they believed in him.
Sophie, look, the shout is...
Here comes the lawyer.
If they appoint you, they believe in you. If they don't believe in you, they're not going to appoint you. Come on now. Let's have it right. Unai Emery is an excellent manager. He is a capable coach. The dressing room just wasn't good enough. The dressing room, the mentality, you could see now. Look at that dressing room then to now, so. It's horrible back then. It was horrible. And with all his experience, Sophie, he couldn't even deal with it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying it was fair that in the end he went, but the way the players were before that was a disgrace, Soph. Was a disgrace.
Yeah, he never had the same support that Mikel has. He had a terrible hierarchy, didn't he, really? Let's be honest with you. And
also, Soph. Let's be honest.
But remember, he beat Mikel in a European semi-final.
Yeah, but Sophie is at a different club. The issue is this at Arsenal. Mikel had a lot of crap to deal with in that dressing room. And a lot of it. It got even worse because now they got a novice coming in. They're probably rubbing their hands, Ozil and Mustafi and the boys. Oh, we'll have a field day here.
Yeah, and he's getting different kind of support. Okay, you guys, let me know if you're hearing me clearly and if you're hearing Kevin clearly, or if there's a
delay or anything.
Delay or difference in the old mics. If that's the case, I'll just unplug mine and let the old school computer be my guide. Okay, let's read a few more here. Panchos Vilos. Okay, in Greek that means something really. I know it's not Greek, but well, it's not good.
Come on, Sophie, you've gone there now. I mean, there's ways around it now. Come on.
Well, it's a great comment. It's great show, Super Kev, and true words, top man.
Just bypass it.
Alan Newton says, great video, Kev. Felt like I was in a storybook. I'd definitely be buying Super Kev on Amazon Audible. Brady's Banana says, great show, Super Kev. Stephen Foote, the creator of Squaddies, by the way. I see symmetry from the past, and they all took time to rebuild the club, and not just the team. Good, not great times are coming. You can see it with the media, the fans, and people are frightened of where we're going. And now our fans, with few expectations, are believing too. We are and always will be the Arsenal. That's a good one.
Nice one.
Tinted red glasses, Super Kev says. Preach, Kevin. BRUK da NEK Campbell, speaking words of a wise man. I've always said that our old squad couldn't play post 2019 at high-paced football. In terms of players, I'd say 6 with 2 starters for Lacazette and Xhaka. El Tel. I'm not sure if that's the real El Tel, Kev.
I wish it was.
What a manager. I need a good coffee. Yeah, my bird's nest. Thank you. Yeah. No, it's some of your screen names just scream for me to just say something. You know what I mean? Sing a song together. Let's go for a proper sound check. Listen, Kev sent me some MJ tunes this morning. Woo, Funky Friday. You know what I'm saying?
Funky Friday, yeah.
So Kevin's too loud and I'm too low. So what's new?
I'm always loud. Come on. Jeez.
No issues with your audio. It's so funny. They can't even get this right. Brother Sid says Kev's mic is much louder than yours. Let it be. It's his show today. I'm just reading shit out. It's okay. Manager of the month, says Matty K. Yeah, another Arteta lawyer here. Our boy Matty K. Sounds good to me. Kev's volume's too much. Listen, you guys with our volume are like how Arsenal fans are about Mikel Arteta. It's very polarizing, Kev.
Sophie, my volume is at 16.
We're going to keep with the people that are saying it's all clear as a bell. We sound great. That's what we're going to do.
I'll turn it up for him. So.
Already turning up the heat. Right, here we go. Few more. Mark Bishop says, well done, Kev. An excellent summing up. Wayne Newman, no relation. Shipped out loads of players, and if we get top 4, we will get the players that we need. Mohammed Memon says, apart from changing the culture of the club, Mikel Arteta has brought a winning mentality to challenge for every trophy, which was absent during the Wenger and Unai era. Arteta is a perfect fit for the Arsenal, and the board should back him this summer big time. Neil Thomas says, Neil Thomas says, thank you for the summary. And Arsenal supporters, I'm waiting for the enlightenment. Fatality Dub says, love the new logo, by the way. Super Kev. Tony James says, great show again. Listening while I'm gardening on a Saturday morning. I'm isolating. He was isolating due to close contact. Yeah.
Right. A nice one.
Very nice.
Glad to help you through.
Yeah. George's opinion says, thank you, Super Kev. The Greek born, and I'm going to read them all, good and bad, right, Kev? This is what we promised.
Of course.
The Greek born 73 squaddies. Are you ready for this? I prefer Kevin doing a solo show.
Oh, Jesus, please. You watch yourself. You watch yourself. She'd 2 foot you. She'd put you out for a year, mate. Be careful.
Hilarious. Oh my God, superb. Steve, let's see. Aberdeen Odelay says there's no way Edu and Arteta will bring in 8 new recruits in the off-season, Kev. I see 1 or 2 promoted from Hale End and no more than 3 in the market. You never said that 8 were going to come in one window.
I never said 8 were going to come. I said we need 8 players. And when you think about it, Soph, El Neni will probably go. And obviously we've got players who are on loan, but they're going to go. Obviously, likes of Guendouzi and Torreira. That's 3 players we're losing. There's 3 midfielders from the start. So really, we need 2 or 3 midfielders in.
Mm-hmm.
That's not including the other positions. We need 2 strikers. We need another forward. Either a big striker, a nippy striker, or both. And then we need another forward so we can rotate it. Saliba's coming back, who's our plays like going to be like a new signing, and maybe another defender, or 2.
Yeah.
This squad is we need 2 players for every spot, because when we do rotate, we're nowhere near as strong. We shouldn't be going out against Nottingham Forest, should we? We change it for the FA Cup and we can't see off Forest. Come on.
Right. And if we really want to kind of continue with the competitiveness in the Premier League, Kev, we've got to be able to bring in, the prolific striker, or have it be competitive the way Liverpool have kind of done that with Jota. When they brought in Jota, what a great signing. And now they've got Luis Diaz. They've added him into the mix in January. Of course, Manchester City have been playing without a striker, but when you get goals from Mahrez and De Bruyne and Jesus, Sterling, and all of those players,
there's goals coming from everywhere.
Yeah,
and that's the.
No, go on, Kev. I was going to add to you so you could say, because with Chelsea too, even though Timo Werner hasn't worked out and Lukaku hasn't worked out, again, they get goals from their midfield. They get goals from Mount. They get goals from Pulisic.
Havertz does his job. Even the midfielders, Kovacic scores now and again. So Reece James has come up with goals.
I love him.
He's a brilliant player.
I say that
brilliant
loosely,
player.
Everyone. He's such a good player.
But he is a brilliant player. He's a brilliant player.
Yeah.
Come through the ranks and deserves his spot. But for us, Sophie, I truly believe, for us to really compete, we need 8 players. Because, when we played Liverpool, for instance, and we made a good account of ourselves, don't get me wrong. But when they scored, they showed the ultimate strength. They took Diaz off and Jota off, and they brought on
Salah.
and
Firmino.
And Firmino. I mean, come on.
I know, it's ridiculous.
That's just the ultimate sign of power.
That's where we want to be.
Exactly, Sophie. That's where we've got to be. We've got to be there.
Totally. AFC Max, I hope you had some moussaka as part of that, and you got your dips, your taramo salada, your tzatziki, and your hummus and your melinzano salada as well. Philip is joining us for the first time in ages, Kev. He hasn't missed a replay in ages. Where you been, Phil? Welcome to the show. Let's see. We're going to get to all of that. I've got some live comments here. Arsenal used to have that strength and depth in 2004 in response. Kev,
True.
Mikey says we never had the bench. Kev, Lone Star, they score over and over again. Reece James is so good. Completely agree as well. Swedish Gooner, we have to build a competitive squad before we build squad depth, Kev. We'll get there.
No, Swedish Gooner. No. It has to be competitive, and what you add has to enhance what you have. Or else you won't be able to challenge. You have to know what you're bringing in could do the job. That's what you've got to do, because you can't take risk anymore. We're getting to the fine margins now, Soph. At the top end of the league, it's fine margins. One mistake and it will cost you. So if you do suffer certain injuries, you've got to know the players coming in can do the job, not biting your nails because, we've got 2 injuries and these players are playing. No.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, Cedric has done a good job, hasn't he, for us?
He has,
whereas,
far, yeah.
much maligned. So we need more of that.
So far, so good. Jamal says we need to back Arteta like never before. Gooner Vettel just had the pasta of his life. DMC Harper says, Sophie, no. And Super Kev, I love this show. That's epic. 4th place is on the cards. Not an April Fool's joke. I love this club. DMC, we agree with you. Also, is April Fool's Day the worst stupid thing ever in the history of the universe?
No, it's a bit of fun, isn't it? It's just a bit of fun, and it makes a bit of a weird bit of a joy in the morning, and you could catch people out. But usually it was always up to 12 o'clock, wasn't it? Up to 12 o'clock at school, and then you stop it and you get on with yourself.
I mean, at school, fine. You know what I mean? But do you remember? Yeah, totally brilliant at school. Jean Rene also catching us finally live. Welcome, Jean Rene.
Nice one.
Very nice name as well. Okay,
welcome back.
Keep reading a few of these. By the way, Kev, I was on a press conference today with Shaqiri.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, MLS did this really cool idea where they had some of the players who'll be playing at the World Cup talk about it after the draw. That was a lot of fun. And Shaqiri at first came in and he was looking all like rough. And then when he started fixing his hair and everything. And I got to ask him a question. He's now playing for Chicago Fire. He will feature, of course, for Switzerland. And I threw in the Xhaka question. And I said, how has it been playing with Xhaka? What kind of leader is he? That type of thing. Mm-hmm. And his answer was so cool because, players have an ego. He goes, well, me and Granit, we've been leading Switzerland for years.
Nice one. Yeah, don't leave me out.
Like,
don't leave me out. Love it.
He's like, on and off the pitch, me and Granit have been the leaders for years. We lose together. We win together. He really did paint this true collective of Switzerland and stuff. But I thought while I had the chance, I had to ask him, the Granit question. But he threw the old Liverpool player there, threw himself right into the mix as well, Kev. All right.
Of course.
The Arsenal Misfit says, first off, let's agree that Arteta has received the support from the owners, then more so than our previous 3 managers that could only have dreamed about. This makes a huge difference. Emery was never going to get anything from KSE, who set him up to fail. He didn't ask for he didn't anything. Hold on. His quality as a manager was proven when he got to the Europa League final with the same players Arteta had. It is a biblical post from the Arsenal Misfit, but he basically points out all of the misgivings of the ownership under Emery and the lack of support he had, wanting to sign Zaha, wanting to sign a whole bunch of players that he didn't get. And then the difference in Mikel Arteta and what he got, Kev. So...
Well, don't forget, Mikel Arteta didn't get his team until this summer. So he had to deal with a lot of the pain and the crap and the bad attitudes in the dressing room as well. It's not easy. If it's not easy for Emery, it's definitely not easy for a novice. So I get that. I totally understand. But the key to the whole show was about where we were with Mikel Arteta and where we are now. And the pathway, and explaining the whole pathway, because let's be honest, that dressing room was toxic, Sophie. That toxicity got rid of Emery. Mm-hmm. Freddie came in for a short period just to hold things together, and Freddie noticed it. It can't be a good thing. It's not a good thing. And until we sorted that out, we struggled. We were up and down, had to get people out, and we done shows, Sophie, saying we had to pay people to leave.
I'd love
You
to
know,
be
it's
paid to
crazy.
leave
We
my
had to pay them, but Sophie, this is the important part as well. The fact we were willing to pay them to leave tells you everything. That should tell the fans everything.
Yeah, that's horrible. Abby, welcome. Joining us live for the as well too. Lots of people getting the live show in today, Kev. Okay, a couple more on the Arteta bit, and then we'll move on to some of the stuff that's going to lead to the game against Crystal Palace. Remember, we're here for an extended period this evening. We're not going anywhere in the next half hour like we usually do.
How many likes? I want likes tonight. We're on a longer one. We want good likes.
Kev,
come on now, squaddies.
We have 280 people in live chat. Not bad for a Friday night where people are able to go out again. Early hours of the morning and stuff. Those of you listening on replay, hope you're enjoying the show so far. And to our audio listeners, iTunes, Spotify, aCast, and Stitcher, we are back and up and running, people, so you can check some of those shows out. It's time to bring this fella out.
Rock it up.
So we got 280, Kev, so we need Tammy and Suraj in chat.
Minimum 150.
She says 81 so far, Kev.
81. Come on, guys. We should, you know what? We should stop the show until we get it, you know. So.
It's been a while since we brought out little Vinny.
Vinny, just do a Vinny, peeps. Just
Vinny
do
Vieira.
a Vinny. Just do a Vinny Vieira. Come on. Well, we don't want to think too much about Vieira because we got him on Monday. And that is, well, we're going to discuss something like that, aren't we? So.
We are indeed. Let's see. Virginia, 101 likes now. Look, one of your lawyers, Kev, is really loud.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do about it. Not tonight, because it's low on my end.
Louder? I'm trying to be mellow tonight, you know, like, should I get closer to the mic? Hey, here's a song for all you lovers out there in the dark. This is 103.3 FM. Get your groove on this Friday night. Find someone, dance with them, and make them sing. I'll just keep reading here.
What's going on here? Oh, God. Oh, Sophie. Where did that come from, girl?
I don't know. I was testing the mic, getting closer.
Oh, you're testing a lot more than the mic there. That was the disc jockey, wasn't it? The old disc jockey style, that was.
Hey, it was do you remember Annie Nightingale on the BBC? She always used to come on after the top 40 and she would, the music would play and then she'd just come in and go, hi. Epic stuff. All right. What? My radio voice needs work. Jeez, that's terrible. I've been in radio for 20 years. If I need work now, I need to give up. Don't give up your day job. Holy cow.
What? They're coming for you, Soph.
Well, some people think it was DJ Soph in the house, yeah.
No,
okay.
Trevor.
Okay. Alex Alert says, brilliant video, Kev. Wayne Newman, who's made a comment earlier that was positive, said, don't be fake. 100% Arteta under Pep. I know my manager will sort us out. I don't know who he's talking to. I don't think so. Oh, okay. Neil Thomas, here's one. David Nyan Kuru says, at ease, Super Kev. Gooner Colt says, the best thing that can happen to us is to make Champions League and then drop down to Europa League and have a chance to win it.
Hey, you never know what's going to happen. But the key is get into the Champions League.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will make us way ahead of schedule.
AFC Cape Town says, great video, Kev. Would you mind sending this to Curtis Shaw?
Curtis is getting broken up. Listen, that Curtis Shaw, he needs teaching. Listen, no, Curtis is a good lad, but you know what? One thing you can't hide from are the facts. You could make jokes and all that kind of thing about this, that, the other. And Sophie, let's be honest, it hasn't been smooth. It's been rocky. It's been difficult. We've had Barneys on here, Sophie. The games have been painful last season, especially. But it's all got to a point where finally we're starting to like this Arsenal club, starting to love the players again. So we just want to carry it on. And I just wanted to document all of that time. And remember, many came for me, Sophie. Many came and said, he ain't good enough, get rid of him, this, that, the other. But, you know, you got to give people a chance.
Yeah.
You know, how many, I wonder how many squaddies would get rid of Arteta now. I wonder.
Well, we know 1, 2, at least.
You know, I wonder. Because there's nothing like doing the work, Sophie.
300 of you in live chat. Let's hear you. How many of you still want to or didn't or want to, or whatever?
How many of you wanted him out, still want him out? Let's see. Be interested.
Let's see what people say. Yeah, we can add a poll. Damn, I need a moderator because they put that up right now. But just tell us. We like to just interact with you. We don't need no polls. Tell us what you think. Okay, Kev, I'm going to read out the good, the bad, and the ugly, as you know. Neil Thomas says, shocking show, Kev. No new information here, mate. To be honest, you can't do this show without Sophie. If I was in a...
I love it. Go on.
Wait. If I was in a coma for 3 years, this would be informative.
Oh, for God's sake. Jeez. Oh, jeez. I love it.
Oh, my God. I'm sweating like swine right now.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God. It's so hilarious. You got to love it, Kev.
Oh, I do, Soph. I do. If I was in a coma, jeez, well, I hope gladly you're not. That's the good thing. You're not. So don't worry about that.
Trevor Gorman says it's called Arteta's journey, not Wenger's journey. Red Bull Vodka says, why is Pepe always on the bench? He scored in Africa Cup of Nations. He started for Ivory Coast and just scored against France for FFS. Neil Thomas says, Kev's really winding me up now. Kev, you're waffling, mate. Syrup settings.
He's a Curtis Shaw disciple then, is he?
Oh, is he? Maybe.
Yeah, okay. All that syrup settings and all this. That's all Curtis jargon, that is.
Okay. Football game is Arteta in. Greeny Man TV says, I want Arteta out. I just don't like the guy. Kudos if he gets top 4. Wow. Martin says lots of people OKC an apology. Gooner Vettel is laughing very hard. If you're in a coma, do you get morning? Oh God! Oh, see, I put them up.
Well done, Soph. I wonder.
I think it was Reggie Perry earlier that said, "What's happening here? Are we talking football or subliminal messages?" How dare they say that about Kev? Says Tammy. Stefan says if we don't get top 4, then he has to go. Arnie says I support the Arsenal. I don't care who the manager is, I think he said he means there. Bujuman says, I was in my feelings when I wanted him out. Once he keeps improving, he can stay there as long as Wenger. BRUK da NEK says, A-Run, I wanted him out, says Mahmoud. But now he's not so sure. We got Super Mick Arteta, says Paul. Still a few stubborn ones around, says Martin. You'll get the answer at the end of the season, says Champa.
Come on, Champa. You've had 28 league games. Come on. If you can't make your mind up now, it's not good enough. But you could make your mind up at the start of the season. So don't give me none of that crap now.
That's my answer too, always. Earl Lewis says the judgment is still out on Arteta, I'm afraid, Kev. I'm still not convinced about his process. Terence Tibbs says, I've been Arteta in as I've seen the improvements. They have been needed for the past decade.
Well said, Terence.
I don't like this new song. I think it's a little preemptive. You know what I mean? I like the we got Super Mikel. That's fine. But I don't know. Just anyway. Gooner Vettel says, been eating humble pie for 4 months straight. Arteta's the man to keep things going. Kev was right.
Gooner Vettel.
Vinny agrees.
Vinny agrees. But do you know what, Gooner Vettel? I bet you're starting to enjoy those humble pies now. That's the thing. You hold your hand up and you say, right, listen, I'm loving them now. That's good. I hope Sophie likes it. I just hope Sophie gets to sample it.
Damn, where's Newman's art when I need it? I deleted it, just so you'll know.
Good.
Did Arteta deserve Manager of the Month when Tuchel won all the games in March, including FA Cup and Champions League, while Arteta won 3 out of 4? What the feck?
How many league games did Chelsea have? Because it's not about Champions League and all that, is it? It's about Premier League.
Yeah. Well, I think the argument is
Liverpool got a great argument, of course.
Yeah, Liverpool have got a great argument. They played,
but they're
games.
expected. You see, Soph. Liverpool are expected. There's a massive difference. Liverpool are expected to win. Arsenal have been surprising everybody, so that's probably why he gets it. Now, you know, if Jurgen Klopp has the next month where they beat Man City, I reckon he'll get it next month. If
also,
they
Chelsea
and hit
beat
the top.
Norwich and Newcastle, Kev, and Burnley. I mean, again, but anyway. Sophie's hating. Oh, Kenny, my favourite guy right here. I'm hating on Arteta. There are a lot of songs I don't like. Okay. Anyway.
Sophie,
let's move.
Leave our song alone.
Oh, I like that. Sophie, leave our song,
alone. All is just.
It's just another football song. Oh, gosh. All right, Kev.
Yes.
We're going to move on to the next one. All right.
Yeah.
You asked about some tactical stuff. Why don't you remind everyone what you asked, and I will start reading out.
Yeah,
comments.
My question really was about the team. It was really about Smith Rowe, Martinelli, and Xhaka, getting them in the team. Do you think they should all play together, or who do you drop? I also mentioned other players as well, but let's concentrate on these three because I'm going to recap some of that in my Kev Says anyway. But do these three play in your eyes? And if they don't, who do you drop? That's basically the crux of it all, Soph.
All right. I like that. Just another Mick in the wall. Very nice. Reggie Perry, very nice. Okay, so Kev asked the question about the three. Can you integrate them all? So here is what folks said on YouTube. Get ready to jump in, everyone. Z-Tom says, you can't drop Odegaard at the moment, Kev. I'd say it's good not to be able to fit all three youngsters as it creates competition and better options to make impactful subs during the game. Universal Greek says, I would stick with a 4-3-3, Kev, while it's working, which is right now. Also, let's remember the bigger picture. This is all about squad strength nowadays. Having one of our weapons on the subs bench allows us to rotate our players and also bring them off the bench when we need to. Get well soon, Bukayo. Great to see you again, Super Kev. E. Ross says, it's the players, Kevin. Big up, Kevin Campbell. Love your channel. Puresh says, good evening, Super Kev. It's a very interesting question. I'm tempted to play all three gems, but we have a winning starting 11 at the moment, so there lies the difficulty. My thoughts are as follows. The present starting 11 that played against Villa can be the base team in the Premier League. However, when we need to make a change versus a team like Liverpool or City, we can do so with three at the back and sacrifice Cedric probably to make that. Pepe can be our comeback hero, coming on when we need a goal. I would like to see Mikel change up the formation to catch teams when they're not expecting it. What do you think about that, Kev, and the adaptability? We've seen that in some games. Some fans just don't think it's consistent enough.
Yeah, I think what Mikel Arteta wants to do, he wants to get the base 11 right. And get the base 11 right, that means you've got the back four intact at all times. Then you could maneuver and change in front, but you've got to try and keep that solid base. That's what I truly believe. Also, what I did say in that short video, Sophie, was we can tinker with the system maybe a little bit by getting all three of them in, by playing two up top, Martinelli with Lacazette. But then you have to sacrifice Odegaard. So hence why the first guy you mentioned didn't want to drop Odegaard because he's playing so well. So again, how you maneuver the team is very difficult. I think Arteta wants to keep that back four, so playing 4-4-2 can work. But again, that's why I put it out to the squaddies, what's their thoughts on it?
So I'll throw in some from the chat as well. Danny just said play Martinelli as a striker. Welcome, Danny. Hope you're well. If you don't listen to Danny's Bergkamp Wonderland and the Sunday roast with Magic Mike, you're missing out on life. So go check that out. Kev, you're still not convinced about that because there are a lot of squaddies talking about that Lacazette allows a lot of these things to happen in terms of impact play from the flanks and Odegaard coming through the middle, spreading the ball around as well. Xhaka in his more advanced role too. You would not swap, even though he's not scoring right now, you would not swap or bench Lacazette.
No chance. Not for me. Not for me, because you could see what he does in the team. Yeah, he hasn't got the legs anymore to really make an impact. We get that. But he's vital. He makes everybody around him better. Even if he's not having the greatest game, Sophie, he still makes everybody around him better. That includes Martinelli or Smith Rowe on the left, Saka on the right, Pepe on the right, dovetailing. It's important for us. I just don't think, I know Martinelli's a talented young player, Sophie, but he hasn't got the proper all-round game to play with his back to goal yet, as far as I'm concerned. So if I was going to play him through the middle, I would love to play him in a 2 where Lacazette could then go deeper. All that feet stuff Lacazette could do, and we can keep him on the shoulder to stretch the pitch. So
yeah,
that's what I believe.
I put a comment up, and good evening to you as well, Alan. I just put a comment up from A-Run E, Kev, and he talked about Emil Smith-Rowe maybe being a future 8. Can you see that? Do you think that sometimes he's already kind of played a hybrid version of that?
No.
That kind of role? Not at all, right?
No. I'll tell you why, Sophie, because defensively, he's not disciplined enough.
Yeah, the 8 needs to do more, right?
As an 8, you're box to box. That's what you are. You box to box. And against the lesser teams, when you've got total dominant, you've got a striker up there who's a finisher, maybe you get away with that, Sophie, at home. But away from home, you've got to do so much work. Digging back in. Sometimes you have to sit there for 10 minutes. When the game's going against you, sometimes you've got to take away all your instincts of going forward, and you've got to sit there for 10 minutes. So, Smith Rowe at the moment, does he have that discipline? I think that's why we kind of put him on the left, where he can join in from there, but he's not really going to hurt the team if he doesn't get back, because we've got Xhaka and Partey as that screen.
Kev, also, when I think about the one of the most complete 8s in the Premier League ever, Steven Gerrard, right? He to me, it's not so much the discipline with him, it's the physicality part of it, which I think that we need to be careful because he's been a bit brittle, right? So I can't,
he's just starting
I can't
out,
see,
isn't he?
yeah,
So.
can't see that happening. Also,
your number
Thomas
8,
Partey box to box. I'm all for
your
that.
number 8's got to be box to box effortlessly. He's got to make a real difference. We know Smith Rowe can make a difference going that way. Thing is, Sophie, can he make a difference going that way?
And playing for Arteta, it's important that you make the difference going the other way too. AFC Max, always England. By the way, no, it's not you. Francesca, you can find her stuff in our description. We always put Francesca's information in there, and yeah, she's absolutely brilliant. Terrence, it's always England, unless I would be cheering for the US, of course, but when England versus the US, it's going to be England. And unless they're playing Cyprus or Greece, things become really difficult. at that point. Very difficult. 200 likes is reported right here, Kev.
Nice
we have
one.
350 in live chat right now.
So that's good. We're above, but keep going. Keep pressing the like button if you haven't. Please.
Yes. We got Danny championing it too now. Thanks, Danny. You're
Hold
the
on.
best.
350 and 155 likes. That's not good enough, Soph. We need at least 175.
For now. Yeah.
No, that's half. That's all.
Yeah.
We get it up. Come on. Can we get Vinny back on? Come on, squaddies.
You want some Vinny? I'll give you some Vinny. The legend asked, I shall deliver immediately. Here we go, little Vinny Vieira.
Come on, Vinny.
I told him Monday night, don't be giving me your namesake rubbish, Mr. Vinny Vieira. All right? No. None of that rubbish. Okay, let's read a few more of these out. Puresh Patel says, it's a very interesting question. I'm tempted to... Oh, I just read that one. Kwabena says, the way forward is the 4-3-3. See, this is why, Kev, the Saliba thing becomes a pickle for me. You know? Is he going to drop Ben White for Saliba? Ben White is becoming a trusted player. You know how we talked about trusted players. That's why Harry Maguire plays for Gareth Southgate. You know, whether you know, in bad form, you've got trusted players. Arteta's building his trusted squad. Yeah, but
Soph, don't forget what happened over Christmas time. You remember what happened over Christmas time when Tomiyasu was out? He didn't put Cedric in. What did he do? He put Ben White to right back and holding at centre half.
Do you think that's what he's... But no one wants us to play the three. Well, I say a lot of fans don't want us to play the three.
Well, nobody wants us to play a three because they can't vision it. I can. I could see them playing a three. Not all the time. Not all the time.
4-4-2 at the beginning of the season, Kev.
Exactly. So, again, you can play 4-4-2, you can play 4-3-3, you can play 3-5-2, you can play 3-4-3. It just depends on your personnel and who you're playing against, I'm sure. Because let's be honest, Sophie, when you play at home and a team who's just going to sit back, having an extra centre half on the pitch may seem like a defensive ploy, but it isn't. It's actually offensive. Why? Because you got an extra big one for set pieces. You got an extra person who could join in from the back. And you can commit more players forward. So it makes a lot of sense.
Do you think we have and Tierney and Tomiyasu suit that perfectly?
They suit that. But even here's the great thing, Sophie. Even if they don't, if it's a team who are going to be defending deep, you can go with somebody, you can go with a winger. Especially if you got three at the back, Sophie, because the right-sided centre-half will deal with what comes down the right. So we can be a lot more aggressive against the opposition. If it breaks out, Saliba's comfortable dealing with a winger popping out or whatever. He's comfortable with that because he's played there. He's got the experience of playing there. That's the difference.
Demsek says with the back three, we need another right back. Tomiyasu might not be able to play to run the wing. But then you've got K Marlon saying Tommy, Saliba, Gabriel. That's a winning back three. And also Virginia is saying, why do we think Saliba will immediately be integrated into the lineup when he hasn't earned it yet? I don't think he will be.
Nobody says he is going to immediately. The key to all this is when he comes in for pre-season next season, he's got to show himself. Because the proof's always going to be in the pudding, Sophie. He's been on loan, he's done all that. When he comes back, we want to see the player that we see playing for France. He's got to be that guy. And if he's going to be that guy, wow, what a fantastic opportunity for the manager to go, right, I've got a squad now. I could mix and match.
And also, I know that Tom Canton wrote a piece and he was on Lee's show with you last night, Kev, and Tom was talking about how, you know, they want him back, but he doesn't want to be on the bench. And the thing for me is like, this is where Arteta's school of pep training comes into play. This is why, in order to be like a Liverpool or a Manchester City again, or a Chelsea, some players have to know they're going to be part of a squad, and sometimes they're not going to play every single game.
But he wants to play, which is right.
I mean, Jota was a superstar while Mane and Salah were gone at AFCON, and he had to learn to be back on the bench again. So that's the part I think that Arteta needs to work on when in his recruitment and with the mix of players that we have. Because in order to build a team that we want in the Premier League, players are going to have to get used to that, aren't they, Kev?
Squad game.
Yeah.
It's a squad game. That's for sure.
Elliot says 3 at the back closes matches, not opens them, Super Kev.
Elliot, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Why does it only close matches? Why? That's my question to you, Elliot. Why does it only close matches? Wouldn't you think being more solid closes matches?
I mean, also, this is going to be important for Arteta in terms of him as an evolution as a manager, Kev. He's, as we play, and if we get into Europe next year, and we've got all the domestic trophies too, and of course 38 games in the Premier League.
There's a lot of games where he's going to have to mix and match. But that's the beauty of having quality players who you can piece in, piece out, play. You've got to be able to shuffle your pack.
Definitely.
Got to.
Yusuf, he likes both players. He's always liked Basuma from the get-go, but Basuma's got a few off-the-field issues now. I don't think Arteta's going to go there. Tillemans, I think Kev would take all day long, Monday through Sunday, every day
definitely.
Of the week.
And, Sophie, he gives us that threat of goals from midfield. That's the other thing that, I tell you what, if we could add that to our game, we're hard to stop. And a striker, don't forget, we need a striker. But if you can get goals from centre forward, your wide players, and the midfield, now we're a dangerous outfit.
Yeah. Demsek wanted to just respond to you, Kevin, about the back three against City and playing on the break. Again, like Kev just said, different tactics, different teams. We're going to have to be adaptable, especially if we play more games next season as well. We're almost through the first hour of the show.
Jeez, that's gone quick.
Are we the gift that keeps on giving, people? Because the next hour is, or 45 minutes, or however long we're here with you. If you stick with us, we'll stick with you, or 400 of you.
I'm not going to be that long if the likes ain't up, so if I could tell you that much.
Oh, don't upset Kev.
No chance. The likes are poor. Come on, guys.
Yeah. Tammy, come on. Make the magic work. Let us know. Let us know what we've got in the house. I wanted to read a couple more of these because then we're going to move on to Kev's questions for this week, playing our legend Patrick Vieira's Crystal Palace. Kev's got some key questions for you on that. 33 Fivers, Kev, who's usually in live chat, writes, I like the idea of the 4-4-2, but I think more so if we need a goal. Having Laka and Martinelli on the top sounds good. If we start with that, the only issue is, do we have any impact players off the bench other besides Pepe? Odegaard in for Xhaka may be a possibility. You have to let Ramsdale back in if he's fit because he gives us the ability to play out from the back. Hey Boss says the 4-4-2 is an interesting possibility. He likes the idea of Martinelli teaming him up with that Lacazette in the middle. A great apprenticeship for the striker role, but dropping Odegaard? No. Start with a 4-3-3 and keep a 4-4-2 as a plan B when we need goals. It worked against Wolves. And one more for you to integrate those last three, Kev, in one hit. Gooner Rose says 4-4-2 is a great option, especially if it helps us come out of a couple tricky games. GD says the same thing about the 4-4-2. Those last few comments, heavy on the 4-4-2, Super Kev.
So the 4-4-2 means that we integrate all three of our talented youngsters. So that's people, I think one person's mentioned Pepe, one. But trying to get Martinelli, Smith Rowe, and Saka on the pitch at the same time, I think when we need to, we're going to have to do it. So we're going to have to. really going to have to do it. And if we could do that with Laka doing all the grunt work and keeping Martinelli on the shoulder to use his speed and his ability, then we've got an opportunity. I think we could surprise a few teams if we change system.
Yeah.
Second half, maybe.
And like our good friend UG says, we're going to need a massive squad for next season. The World Cup interrupting the season could lead to injuries. Exactly. Talk about topsy-turvy. Used to kind of having players, they play in the World Cup, they get this rest. But that schedule, Kev...
it's going to be brutal, really. Because we're going to watch the World Cup and think, great, and then they're going to come back to the clubs and then we're going to want them to hit the ground running again.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
exactly.
There could be a bit of burnout at the end.
Yeah.
As well.
Arsenalologist. There's a good name, Kev. We could continue with the 4-3-3 and play ESR in Xhaka's role. I know he's probably not ready for that position yet. I think Kev's just talked about that. Matt V says, yes, big up Super Kev. He loves seeing you and Clive on the show and thinks the both of you have two enthusing voices discussing tactics. It's music to his ears. Let's see.
He's a bit of a connoisseur, is he? He's a football connoisseur. That's nice.
Archangel, who's usually in chat, and our bodyguard online, says, I haven't bought into the hype of Odegaard. I think his importance is overrated. If we're going 4-4-2, I would play Xhaka in the middle with Partey for the tougher games, but we may be able to play Odegaard instead of him in the easier home games. I don't think there's any easy games in the Premier League. Of course, Ramsdale comes back as soon as he is fit. Kev, if you're not sold on Odegaard yet, what are you saying to the Gooner Nation?
You're asking me about him. What he
I'm
thinks.
saying in your response. I mean, I don't. If you're not convinced
no
by
idea.
his
That's
talent,
he's the person who's got to tell you why he's. I'm convinced. I'm the one who said we should sign him. I think he's a top player, but obviously, Archangel doesn't agree. Archangel's the one who has to say. I can't speak for him.
Kev,
because I rate Odegaard.
The thing I was fascinated about the most in the responses was the emphatic 4-4-2 comments that we got. And Gooner Cult talking about 4-4-2 in the modern game is often a liability, leaves too many gaps in the pressing and counter game. And I was listening to, I can't remember who it was the other day, but I was listening to like the number 9 role, you know, and maybe it was Charlie Austin when he was on the breakfast show on TalkSport talking about the evolution of these roles. You know, like the number 10 wasn't really that emphatic in a team. Like the 9 now is becoming a less traditional role, if you like. The moving parts of modern day football. But the 4-4-2, I think, not that it's made a comeback, it did die for a long time. But what's your take on the evolution of kind of like the role of the 4-4-2? And do you think that there's room to come back? Because we've seen the Barcelona really change the game when it came to all of that. You know, they're playing out the back. What's your take on what I'm saying?
Look, 4-4-2 is just how you set up. It's not, you don't stay like that, Gooner Colt. You know, because you can go 4-5-1, because Lacazette drops deep, doesn't he? Our white players, Smith Rowe and Saka, push on, then it's a 4-3-3. Or it's a 4-2-1-3. Again, I don't want people to get too caught up in 4-4-2 and we're just going to be rigid at 4-4-2. No, when we're going forward, it's not just going to be 4-4-2. Because if Kieran Tierney bombs on, how is it a 4-4-2? It's not. Mm-hmm. It is changing. So the key to it, especially earlier on this season, when I think we played 4-4-2 against Leicester, we played Lacazette and Aubameyang. Lacazette came off, and Aubameyang played right at the top.
Yeah.
Smith Rowe and Saka were wide. Smith Rowe tucked right in at times. Saka played high. So it was kind of like it was 4-4-2 or 4-3-1-2, but in a different way. because Saka was high, Aubameyang's high, Lacazette's in the hole, and then you got Xhaka and Partey, and we got our fullbacks looking to bomb on. So don't get too into it's 4-4-2. It's rigid. We're just going to stay like that because we're not. We can't keep Smith Rowe playing just played. No chance. He's too good. Archangel's right. It is very flexible. It's as flexible as we need it to be to make the opposition adjust. And do you remember, Sophie, against Leicester, we were 2-0 up. What did Brendan Rodgers do at halftime? He put the chicken sink in, didn't he? Didn't he? The chicken sink coming. Why? Because he couldn't handle what we were doing. So do you know what? I'm going to put forwards on so you have to adjust. And that's what he done. And in the end, we ended up backing up a bit and seeing the game out, which is what we wanted. But we had to adjust in the end because he overloaded us at the back.
Yeah. We have a bit of a troll in the house. How about everyone greet this Chelsea fan? Kev is the only pundit that agrees with me. Arsenal is a small team. I wouldn't say
Which Kev is he talking about? Which Kev is he talking about?
Maybe Kevin from Home Alone. The kid, Kevin McAllister.
Got to be speaking about Kevin from Home Alone.
Yeah.
Got to be.
Totally. And we say, this is it. Don't get scared now.
Have some of that.
Your club's a bit of a hot mess right now, so as Ross Magella would say. Ross Geller, sorry, not Magella. Yeah.
Yeah, man, the chicken sink, Abby. Tell them. BRUK is you take Virginia.
That's the next t-shirt coming. We're revamping the whole merch pages. You can always see it in our description and stuff, but it's going to be sexier, newer. It's going to be hot. Wait till the new season. You guys are going to be like, wah, woo-ah, as Al Pacino would say. Right, enough of these puns. Let's go. Kev, should we get started with this week? There's a lot of other comments on the 442. English Jonah says that's the problem you need. Mikel is getting there. Why switch to 442, says Mohammed, when 433 is a system that's working. GA says we play the 442 out of possession. And anyway, except Martinelli is not on the shoulder. Pap says Ramsdale starts. Tommy has to come off the bench for a few games. We're going to get to all of that. 433, ESR takes Lacquerol as the false 9, says Marky GTI. Tyrell agrees with the 442. Tyrell Joseph, Donald Reed, Odegaard and Partey in the middle. Reggie Perry, who's actually in the house tonight, says, why can't ESR play on the left side as an 8? A lot of people going for this 8, Kev. You already talked about that. Colin Bopple says, I think the game at Villa Park showed us that Lacazette, as good as he's been, can't play 3 games a week. And get this, let me tell you, this international break came at the perfect time for Lacazette, didn't it, Kev? He looked gassed after the Villa game.
Yeah. Proper recharge, can't he? Can recharge the batteries. And we can go again. It worked out perfectly for us as a club as well, Sophie, because he's vital to what we do. So, it came at the right time.
Our like police, Tammy Steels, promoted to chief like officer, CLO. Tammy Steels, now the official CLO at Highbury Squad Central. 233 likes. 380 people in the house. Before we move on to the next segment, Kev, tell the people what you want.
Do you know what? I want 250. That's what I want. I want 250. It's not a lot more. So just tap it, or else I broke up your blows and broke it up. Or Vinny, or listen, don't let Sophie reach for the samurai. I'm telling you. Do the right thing and just nut it in. Just nut it in there, will you?
Kev, people are really freaked out that I'm not wearing a hat anymore. Some people like it, some people don't. So I showed everyone because of it. I bought it's a mess, as I said, I haven't done it, but I bought Vinny and Vesper a fedora. I'll grab it during one of the videos and show you as well. Right, we are moving on to the big game. Arsenal back against Crystal Palace. By the way, thank you, every single one of you who took time out of your day to listen to the shows and to share your comments with us. We try to read out every single person's. As you know, we do not do super chats on our show. Everyone's voice is heard. We are the voice of the Arsenal global community, and there's nothing more that we love than to share every single comment as often as we can, right?
Plenty of chat.
And especially connect you with Super Kevin Campbell. Right, it's time to move on. Let's wipe the slate clean. This is it, kids. Don't get scared now. I already commented on the old 10 games, 10 more cup finals. And boy, do we start off with a cracker back against our glorious, glorious hero of a captain. Here we go. Kev Says for this week.
Hi, squaddies. How you doing? I hope you're well. Hi, Sophie. At ease. Let's get into it. Kev Says. Question number 1. Does Tomiyasu start? Does he start this game against Crystal Palace on Monday night? Question number 1. Does Tomiyasu start?
This is a great question. By the way, Kev, here's their little hat, their little fedora.
Oh, look at that.
Good buffer for the mic, maybe. They hate it.
You sound better, Soph. You sound better.
Do I? Does it really?
No, I'm just saying. The squaddies will be on that. Well, you sound better with that hat on the mic.
Oh, my God. Love the bow tie. They love the hair. Highbury hair. We got people listening drive time style, Kev. I put that comment
nice
up.
One.
Yeah, very nice. You're getting it all tonight. Right. Kev, I like to always answer your question, but I'm going to hand it over to the squaddies right away.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we've been winning, I wanted to twist it to you a little bit. Have we missed him? Because as good as Cedric has been, have we still missed this fella?
Sophie, you can't answer a question with a question, my love. So, you're answering a question with a question that's not on. At the end of the day, I will answer at the end.
Okay, all right, okay.
The key is this, Sophie. He's had 2 weeks of international. What's your thoughts?
Okay. All right, hold on one second. Hold on one second.
Sorry to push you, but I've got to.
Listen, you're Super Kevin Campbell.
You do things in your way. But you asked me a question, but you haven't answered the first part.
No, I know. It's a very my question I just want to ask that question because as good as Cedric has done, in my mind, I'm thinking, because tactically I'm not as astute as you by like 100 gazillion years and miles. But I wonder, like, if we've missed a certain component to his game. Maybe it's the going forward part. I don't know. But let's see what the squaddies think. All right. I'm going to take it right back to the top. Here we go. The polka dot is the best one yet. Arsenal should sign Dybala. No. Kev said no. So I'm with him. Arteta versus Vieira. Can't wait. Terence would start. Tom. Don't risk Tommy boy, says Polymation. Good evening to you too. Mark is working from home, watching all the content from the opening game at Brentford on the channel. Wow. That is impressive. What a roller coaster. Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't watch the first 2 months of the shows on the channel.
It would be interesting to recap, wouldn't it? Going back and watching it.
Keep us posted on some of our golden quotes. That's brilliant. Thank you so much for going back that far. Gooner Vettel, Arnie says no, he'll come on the pitch at 75 minutes. Gooner Vettel says Tomiyasu doesn't start. Cedric has been doing a fantastic job covering for him. Way too harsh to drop him now. Maintenance technician could fix my mic. No, he's still not ready. Matty K says no. Put him on the bench. So does Tammy think he should start on the bench? Bring him on for 30 minutes as Archangel. Not until he gets match fitness. You can't get match fitness unless you play a match, but I know what you're saying. Matt doesn't think he's fit. they've been very quiet on the Tommy front, haven't they? Haven't they, Kev? There's not much. Is Tommy even training? The question that Kev's asking is if he is and has been.
Is, yeah. If he's fit, if he's past fit to train and play.
Yeah. Nope, says Amira. Same thing. 30 minutes. Don Juan. Silly question, Kev. Wow, you're brave. Tommy starts if he's fit. Don't make me BRUK da NEK.
Now you're pushing it there, Don Juan. Right? You're pushing it. Now, it's not. Thank you, Sophie.
Waiting to do my can't like Mike Dean. I just can't wait to whip it out. The card. That is the card.
Don Juan is starting some. You want to be starting something? You got to be starting something. Listen, it's not a silly question. Hence why most of the squaddies don't agree with you, Don Juan. So, I broke your neck.
I think, Super Kev, that Don Juan just got done.
I broke it up.
All right, we'll carry on reading. Virginia says, if he's fully fit, he should. Cedric has been good, but the quality between him and Tommy is night and day. GD says, no, you have to work Tommy back in slowly. Should be ready to start for the Chelsea match. Great question, Kev, says Dempsek. I have him on the bench so you can get 20 minutes. Defo for the Man United game. Ugo Kutru, thank you. Welcome. I know I put your note up saying hello to Kev as well. It's always one of our favorite bits to hear from you. It's less about pure shape. All right, we moved on from there, Sean. But yes, we hear you. If he's fit, he starts. Nope. Let Tommy get a run. 78 sub time, says Matthew. Cedric looking solid. I'd rather Tommy rest until the 3-game. Listen, Chelsea, Man United, West Ham. And those games come. There's 3 days in between Chelsea and United. And then there's 6 days to the West Ham game at Upton Park. Well, the Olympic Stadium. The London Stadium.
London Stadium. Upton Park, we like that. Yeah.
Hand-me-downs from Sophie I will take is the denim shirts and the hats. All right, K. Marlon. We love that. Very cool. Cliff says, don't see why not. If he's fit, he plays. Earl says, if it ain't broke, why change it? Start Cedric. DMC says, easy on Tommy. So, Kev, I'll keep putting these up. But as you can see, people saying it's a good question. Yeah.
Yeah, the majority.
Cedric versus Zaha. Listen, we were worried about Cedric versus the Villa. You know, Villa have been lauded, haven't they?
And Liverpool and all that. And, yeah.
He coped quite well.
And also, by the way, I think Zaha's got a hamstring. I think Zaha's got a hamstring. Elise.
Elise are looking like they're not going to play. That's huge.
And plus, they've got an FA Cup semi-final to concentrate on a little bit as well. So, look, if Zaha doesn't play, fine. And Elise, I think it's a foot injury, isn't it? So I'm not too sure whether they'll risk him. But they've got some decent players. It's going to be a tough game, whichever way we look at it.
Yeah, they've got good players that can come in, Kev. They've been able to manage
all season.
The weather. Yeah. What am I going to be embarrassed about, Virginia? Did I miss something? I don't know. But I hope, Don Juan, you enjoyed your card. Here we go. Super Kev. This week's Kevin Says against Crystal Palace. It's question number 2. If I could just get there. I'm an old lady now. It takes a while.
Question number 2. Does Gabriel Martinelli start? Does Gabriel Martinelli start the match? Question number 2.
It really is a cool bow tie, Super Kev. 400 in live chat. Give us the updated numbers, Tammy. CLO now.
Please,
don't
Tam.
slack.
Please, Tammy.
Don't slack. Does Martinelli start? I mean, I love him. Kev, did you see the almost brilliant goal he scored for Brazil?
Almost, yes. But he didn't score. Look, Sophie, we know he's got brilliance in him, hasn't he? That's what we do know. Just that finishing touch now. For all that brilliance, he's got to stick it away. That's what the great ones do. And I'm not holding it against him because, listen, he's ours. And we're going to see him and these other two great young players develop. We're going to see them develop and become big names. But does he start? Because he didn't start against Villa. Obviously, he wasn't there. And Smith Rowe played really well. So Saka scored the winner, played well, got booted off the pitch. But we played well in that game. So that's why I thought, ask that question. Does Martinelli start for the squaddies, especially as we done so well at Villa?
Right. Virginia, I'm never embarrassed about any of that stuff. You know me, I call it as I see it. But thank you for clarifying. Appreciate that. I love Virginia. Okay, so let's get to your answers immediately. Silly question, says Archangel. I've already handed out one card. You didn't say to BRUK da NEK, so...
Why is it so silly? Martinelli didn't play against Villa. We won the game. Smith Rowe played really well. Saka played really well. Man of the match. Partey was man of the match. Partey was incredible. And we won the game convincingly with a nice 1-0 to the Arsenal away from home. Why is it a silly question, Archangel? Why?
Arnie says he will start. Four Cats Army says 100%. Matt EK says simple answer yes. 246. Well done. Absolutely, Gabby starts. Take me back says Gabby must start. Yep, says Matthew. Why wouldn't he start, says Newman. I say yes.
Newman, I've just answered that.
I am going way back, Kev, because they come in.
No, it's all right. It's all right. No problem.
Yes, he's looking great on international duty. Christian says yes because ESR, Pepe off the bench are our most efficient players. Yes. Off at 70 minutes, Emil Smith-Rowe on. Morning, Harlow. Let us know in the world where the world you are this early morning. Martinelli starts for sure, says Tovar. Well done, Tammy. Keep them coming. Gooner Vettel says Martinelli starts, no doubt. Both Ronaldinho and Dani Alves have compared Gabriel Martinelli to Delima Ronaldo. That's a bit premature. Mark Neighbour says Saka, Emil Smith-Rowe, Odegaard behind Laka. Yes, says Trevor. Ugo Kutru says yes. Damien Hirst vibes from Kev's Dicky Bow. Love that. AFC Max says question number 2, yes. Universal Greek says another one asking, give me a reason why he doesn't. He did.
I just gave you a reason because he wasn't there when we just won the last game. And you know what they say, Soph? You don't change a winning team.
Yeah.
So, hence, does Martinelli start, squaddies?
Right.
Stop trying to be smart. You ain't that smart, squaddies. Come on, answer the question. Thank you, Sophie. Answer the question.
For example, would you change us? No.
Never. They'd never change us.
Take me back says
one might change me.
the coma guy.
Oh, jeez.
That's a No Laguna t-shirt waiting to happen. Will the Cronky sell Gabby? Oh, I don't know if we're going to go there. No. Swedish Gooner says won't. Yes. Mikey, Gabriel Martinelli is on a high. He must be a starter. Emil Smith-Rowe starts for Virginia, gives us more creativity than Martinelli. Irene says, if Aubameyang stayed at Arsenal, what will happen today? We would be stagnant up front. He's gone. Remember, I fired him at the North London derby. Mikel just caught up with me. In fact, Mikel owes me one. Who's going to do all the work if he doesn't, says Archangel.
Who done all the work at Villa Park, Archangel? Because he weren't there.
God, you're getting a lot of aggro here, Kev.
I love it. I love it. What is people talking about? They've got these rose-colored glasses on, Soph. He didn't play the last game. So, hence, not out of questions, It's a very valid question. Young man didn't play, wasn't involved the last game, went on international duty, done well for Brazil. But he didn't play in our win at Villa, which was fantastic. So it's a very viable question. Does he start?
The white courtesy phone is for those folks asking questions about Martinelli. The white courtesy phone.
Yeah, not nonsense. Just trying to get... Have you noticed they ask the questions but don't answer it?
I did the same. We're all Muppets. What about that?
Sophie, you set them off.
It is my fault.
It's your fault.
This is what you happen when you don't have a shower and don't wash your hair today.
Oh, jeez.
We got, he'd bring it on in the second test, Cispical. I usually nail your name. Damn it. 1 million, is that billion? Yeah.
1 billion%, yeah.
Lynn. Hi, Lynn. We haven't seen you in a while. I'd play Smith Rowe because he's more direct, similar to Conor Gallagher. Love our young lads. Martinelli shows some major skills for Brazil. You can't keep Emile Smith Rowe on the bench, says Mark Neighbour. Right, I will keep putting all of these up. Someone needs to write KC some questions. He's such a shithead. He will have better hunger from the bench. Cliff says he doesn't know if he's knackered after the flight from Brazil. I would bring him on as a sub, but he's a youngster and he's probably ready to go. So if that's the case, yes. Andrew says absolutely. Oh, look, everyone wants... I hope it's a case of wanting Emile Smith Rowe to be the super sub versus this... I don't think there's an Emile Smith Rowe is not as talented as Martinelli, because I don't see that, Kev. Look what a beautiful dilemma we have as a club.
Exactly.
Wonderful.
How wonderful. How wonderful.
Yeah. I wouldn't start him. I'd start Emile Smith Rowe. But hey, I'm gonna find out what Kev thinks. I will keep putting up your comments. Let's nail number 3. Look at this Dickie Bow display from the legend that is Super Kev. The bonus question coming up right now. Enjoy.
Bonus question number 3. On a scale, squaddies, of 1 to 10, how big a banana skin is the Palace game? We call it a trap game. How big a difficulty banana skin is this game for us on the Arsenal? So, let's recap. Question number 1. Does Tomiyasu start the game, if available? Let's put that in, if available. That's question 1. Question 2. Does Gabriel Martinelli start this game? The Palace game on Monday. And question number 3. On a scale of 1 to 10, how big a trap game, how big a banana skin is the Palace game for the Arsenal? Look, there's no more BRUK da NEK, but I will if you misbehave. Sophie, I know you're gonna handle everything perfectly, as always. Squaddies, let's get stuck in. I left the questions quite short because I want to get us moving. I want to get us interacting. I think it's important, especially as we've had this little break. So let's get back into it. So squaddies, look after yourselves. Take good care. Yes, it is Dickie Bow Thursday when I'm recording this. So, squaddies, Sophie, and everyone, let's get those 3 points and at ease, squaddies.
All right. Kev getting it in the chat.
Love it.
This evening.
Bring it on. All of you squaddies. Bring it on, Soph.
SJ's loving the show tonight. Some more Martinelli stuff coming up. Laura Woods and Righty would give you a run for your money. LOL. Right. We love them, by the way. They're 2 of our favorites. But you don't come in here.
Don't come
Don
in here
one.
flash. Don one, you deserve that. Sling your rook.
And if I did it to Newman, Don one, we're just
You've got to go.
We're gonna pause you for 3 minutes. You're in a timeout. Enjoy standing.
Get off. Go on. Get off.
Oh, too much. Yeah. Oh, Taib giving it on the Don one. You know you've made your own mistakes, Taib. Okay, Thunder Road says, don't forget we drew them at the Emirates with injury time equaliser from Lacazette. They also played City to a scoreless draw in their last Monday night match. You know, the interesting thing, Kev, is if you look at our history, Kev, we've drawn quite a bit with Palace over the last, 6 or 7 years. I think the last time we beat them was I want to say 2018 3-1 at theirs, but I'll double check that. You guys or someone fact check for me, but we've had a lot of draws with them. Mikey says 2-2 last game. Palace are not on our level. We must win this derby game. 7 out of 10 on the scary front for Saludin. Take Me Back says we have a game in hand, and if we lose, we still keep our position, but then it puts more pressure on us. We look to win only. Kev and I said that these next 3 games, Palace, Brighton, Southampton, the least for me, 7. Kev went 9 points. I went 7 because I felt like this could be another draw. You know, it's a London derby. So let's keep yours coming. Mark, under the lights at Selhurst, Cauldron atmosphere. We can win and well, but I'll take the draw right now. Irene,
really, Mark?
Yeah.
You take the draw now? No. I can't do that, Soph.
No.
Can't take the draw. I can't. We need these points. We need it more than them. Oh, I don't want to be going into my
it's quite possible, especially if Zaha and Elise don't play. Let's see, what else do we have here? 3 points, says Lynn. 2-0 to the Arsenal. I banned you. How'd you get back in? Oh, no, this is an earlier comment. The Tommy answer. Awesome intro. Christian's way behind. Hugh says 5 out of 10 on the scary front. Does Kev not know who saved us from the draw with Norwich? It's Martinelli's goal. Yeah, we've moved on from that one, but thank you, sire. Not Banana Skin, as we expect a difficult game. So Banana Skin level 0, difficulty 8. Hey Boss is at a 6. Elliot.
No, how could you be... Listen, hold on a minute. You can't be giving me 2 numbers. So it's either 0 or 8. What kind of nonsense is that? What is wrong with these squaddies?
It's a very interesting... Is there a full moon tonight? Is there like one of those Mercury retrograde things happening, potentially?
Do you know what, Sophie? Here's the thing. It's a longer show, and all of a sudden, they're starting to unravel the squaddies. They're starting to unravel. Normally, they're out by now. Now they're starting to unravel. You see, look at us. We're here. They can't hack it, Soph. They can't hack it. Some of them. Not all. Just some of them can't hack it.
That's hilarious. Maybe I scared them when I told them I didn't shower yet today. Super Mario Kart size 9 out of 10.
Oh, jeez.
A run 3, answer 4. We're going to win 3-0. Just reading them as they come up. Swedish Gooner, I thought you left. Since every game is a cup final, every game could be a banana skin. Fluid Flowers, that's a cool name. 8, Palace still hurt from that late equaliser. 4 out of 10 for Matty K. Difficult, says Virginia, but winnable. Matt says it's no banana skin game. These bow ties make Kev look like he's from the Nation of Islam. Oh, well.
And what's wrong with that?
Nothing wrong with that, is there?
Exactly.
Mikey Cartel says 9 out of 10. Kev, it's an 8 out of 10 from Phil Furs. Lone Star says 8, definitely tough game. Don't overlook the obvious. Crystal Palace
said Lone Star.
Players. All right. I'll keep those answers coming. Kev, we turn the tables now, and it is all over to you.
Okay, the first one was, does Tomiyasu start if available, Sophie? And I've got to say, for me, he doesn't start. He does not start this game. He's been out a long time, and I know he's been training, but match fitness he just doesn't have. Cedric's done a good job. He's not the same, and if both of them are fully match fit, Tomiyasu starts every time. I just think we need to ease him in, Tomiyasu in. What we don't want to do is for him to break down again. So what we want to be able to do, if we could get our noses in front, 1 or 2 goals up, and bring him in, he can get 15, 20 minutes, if that, in the game. It gets him on the pitch. And then we maybe give him a little bit more the next game, etc. Because, as somebody rightly said, there is a hell week where we've got, United, Chelsea, and West Ham all in a week. And we're really going to need all the bodies we've got, Sophie, because I think that's really going to determine whether we end up in that top 4 spot. It really is. So we need to get him up to speed now. And starting, no, but get him on the pitch definitely at Crystal Palace at some stage. We've got to get him on. Obviously, if there's an injury, then you've got to throw caution to the wind a little bit. But I don't think we take too much of a risk with him, because I'd much rather have him for the longer term. Definitely ease him in, as Sam said. Ease him in, that's for sure.
I agree, Kev.
That's Tomiyasu. And do you know what? You asked a question and I'll answer it. Do we miss him? He had something. Yeah, you're right, Sophie. He does add, not only is he adds a physicality, he adds a athleticism going forward, although Cedric's done well, but he's got size, he's got some presence to him, Tomiyasu. And that helps us in both boxes. It helps us on the right-hand side where he out-muscles people, etc. as well. So we do miss him, but Cedric's been a good standing, so not gonna knock Cedric. But we do miss Tomiyasu. Need to get him up to speed for the real games.
Especially aerially, Kev, because he gives that support. He steps in, and for Ben White, doesn't he? There's that protection and stuff.
He's good at attacking the ball, isn't he? So he's very good like that.
Kev, I wanted to put this up for you real quick in between your responses. It is not a shame for someone to lose on Monday night. I don't care what Patrick Vieira has been at the Arsenal. I want to crush him to pieces.
100%.
BRUK it. Go on, Kev.
He's always a legend at the Arsenal. Let's have that right, but we're not talking about that. He's in our way. That's the difference. He is in our way. Him and his team are in our way to where we want to get to. So we have got to handle business. So going on to question 2, does Martinelli start, Sophie? For me, he doesn't start. For me, Martinelli is on the bench. For me, I think the way the team played, quality that the team showed at Aston Villa, that team deserves to go again. Will Martinelli come on? 100% he will come on, because we are going to need him as well. But I just think as an away performance win against Villa, I thought it was excellent. So as an away performance, everybody done their job. Everybody was on it. And we've got a secret weapon to come off the bench. I think he will start some of the other games, but this one, this is my thoughts. I've got nothing against Martinelli. I just think Smith Rowe in this game could end up being our match winner. And I think Martinelli, he's had a long journey, etc. He's come back. I know he could probably play in this game. Of course he can. But I just think Arteta's going to go with the same team. Mm-hmm. And he'll be on the bench. So, again, does he start? No, I definitely don't think he does.
All right.
And by the way, Sophie, I ordered this top ages ago. And I mean months and months ago. And you wouldn't believe it. I've had problems. I've been ringing them up, telling them, where's my gear? And they said it's been sent and it hasn't got back in today, Sophie. check my post box, and there it was.
Look at you.
There it was. So finally, it's come to daddy, right?
You are rocking it, Kev. You are rocking it.
Finally, and you know, I love black. So
Did you just say finally come to daddy? Did you
finally, come to daddy top. So on a scale of 1 to 10, Soph, how big a banana skin game is this Palace game? I think it's a 8. Let me tell you why I think it's an 8. If Zaha and Elise don't play, the players that come in now have to try and impress for the FA Cup. Everybody wants to have a game. Everybody wants to play. London derby at home. I'm getting a chance. Who knows whether Zaha's going to be fit for FA Cup? Who knows whether Elise is going to be fit for the game? I don't know. But I know the mentality. If you're going to get a chance to play, so you do well, you got a chance of starting in the FA Cup semi-final. Which player's not going to absolutely go hell for leather? And if you remember rightly, Patrick Vieira played on the left-hand side. And they made an adjustment, Sophie. They moved left inside a little bit. And he started to cause us quite a few problems. And we couldn't get to grip with him until late on in the game. So he might be one of those players who actually starts the game, Sophie, and could cause us problems. It's a London derby. I'm backing us to win, Soph. I am backing us to win. But I'm just thinking of it as a trap game. We haven't beaten them in such a long time. We need these 3 points more than they do. And we've got to prove it, Sophie. We have to prove it. So Monday night, when everybody's played, who knows what the results are going to be over the weekend. There could be a lot of good pressure on us because we have to perform. But we've got to perform anyway if we want to get to where we want to get to. But Crystal Palace are not going to lie down. I'm telling you, they're not. They caused us a hell of a lot of problems at the Emirates and really could have and should have beaten us. Because after the first 20 minutes, we were awful. So, dangerous. It's an 8. It's an 8 for me, Soph. It's an 8.
So, Kev, I was thinking about the 3-2 2017 game, but we did beat them last May 3-1 at Selhurst Park. The last few results to give to the squaddies, it's been 2-2 at the Emirates, and then we go 1-3. We beat them, and then 0-0, 1-1, 2-2. There was the 2-3 at Selhurst Park. They beat us in April 2019. Then it goes 2-2, more draws and stuff. So
it's not an easy one, is it?
It's not an easy game. Some squaddies were asking about why Patrick Vieira has been given so much credit when they're in 12th. I think it's because the style of football they're playing, Kev, very different to Roy Hodgson's conservative approach to the game, albeit helping them survive for the last few years in the Premier League, Kev.
Yeah, Sophie, I think Vieira's got to take a lot of credit because, one, not a lot of people gave him a chance, said that he will fail. They ripped the whole squad down and he had to rebuild it. Look at the players that Crystal Palace have got. You can't tell me at the start of the season you were saying that they're going to be beating Manchester City. They're going to take 3 points off Man City at the Etihad and then take a couple of points off them at Selhurst Park. No chance you're going to say that. But they have done that. And this is all in his first season.
Yeah.
So he's done a really good job. Yeah, they're 12th, but they're not expected to be top 10, Crystal Palace.
No. I don't.
You know what I mean? They're not expected.
I think
mid-table for them is fine.
A lot like Arteta and what Pochettino did at Tottenham and, the Wolves manager. Wolves actually playing better football this year, but we're getting bad results early on, Kev. Pochettino completely transformed the way Tottenham played, right? Mikel Arteta, we're seeing that now this season with his players. Patrick Vieira has instilled a new football philosophy at Crystal Palace. he's trying to also, grow the academy, make the academy stronger. It's been good. I mean, look at, some of the players that I think they, that's a huge part of the mantra. Whether or not he stays there long term, that's a whole other beast. But yeah. So before we get to our predictions, Tammy has a report for you. Our chief like officer, CLO, respect. We have 390 people, 400 almost in live chat, Kev. We got 272.
I'm happy. So
how about we get happy with 300?
If we could get it to 300 before the show's out, even better. But I'm happy with 272 for now. Let's see if we could get it to 300 before we leave.
Okay. Some very complimentary things, of course, being said about Patrick Vieira. We do like him, but we want to smash him up. Matt just reinforcing kind of what I was saying. Yeah, go on, sing it, Archangel. Sing it. Right. What an extravaganza. 1 hour and 45 minutes, drive time kind of show, whatever you want to call it. We've thrown the chicken sink at the Highbury Squad tonight. We gave you the YouTube comments. The YouTube comments meets the live chat show for the first hour with Kev's solo episodes from a couple weeks ago. We promised you we would read them out. We did. Kev, well done. Absolutely brilliant. We'll be doing a lot more of that kind of stuff. The second hour, we got stuck into the Crystal Palace game, what's coming up this weekend with our Arsenal coming back. Cannot wait. The only bummer is we've got to wait until Monday for the match, but there's something nice about going into that knowing you know what you got to do, but knowing what the others did sometimes, Kev, is also a nice touch, is it not?
Well, you know what, Sophie? We usually it's us playing first, isn't it? Usually it's us playing first, and then we get the weekend to see how the others do. Mm-hmm. But hey, this is good for the team to be able to play after now. Let's see how we handle. Let's see how some of the others do. Let's see how they handle stuff. Can they take care of business? Let's see. It's going to be an interesting one, but as long as we take care of business on Monday, Sophie,
that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Let's see. Here we go. So, do you remember at the start of the season, I asked which was the greater achievement, Palace staying up or us getting top 4? I believe you said Palace. What are you saying now? I'd like the evidence. If you can find the audio. Please. The amount of shit I said this season.
Jeez. Delta Source, you better go hunting for that one, mate. I tell you.
Find the evidence and then we'll talk about it, Delta Source. Don't come here without the evidence. All right. It's joke Highbury Squad do not get 1,000 minimum likes. Thanks, Sipiscal. You know what? We've achieved that goal a few times this season, which has been amazing. And we do that. The post-game shows, of course, are always fire. Kev, Monday's Madness show is going to be after the game.
Yes, it is, Soph. Fantastic. Yeah.
See?
Brilliant.
9 to go. Now there's 6 to go. Come on.
Come on, squaddies. Hit that like button. Come on.
Let's do it.
Just put it in the corner. Come on.
Come on, tuck it in. AFC Max, sorry to hear your dad is not well. Hope he gets well soon. Come on, tuck it right in. Bury it Super Kevin Campbell style. Let's make that happen.
Put it in the corner.
That's it. I mean, what an extravaganza. Well done, Super Kev. Great dippy go.
Sophie, do you know what, Soph?
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this. You know what? Squaddies, you got to get fitter. 1 hour, 45 minutes, and some of you were flagging. Thanks, Mr. Waffles, 302. Get in. Some of you were flagging. Some of you squaddies were flagging. And what kind of question is that? And blah, blah. You see? But the question, it's all valid. It's all valid. Maybe. Newman.
Someone wants a yellow card, Kev.
No, hold on, Toph. Not as strange as your art. not as average as your art, mate. Not as strange as that. I can tell you that much. Anyway.
Look, you even got a red card, Don Juan. Great stuff today, guys. It was fun.
Nice one, Don.
Casey added tonight. Absolutely brilliant stuff.
Good
Thank
fun.
you.
Good fun.
Yeah,
good fun with the squaddies. It's nice to be with them for, nearly 1 hour 50. Fantastic.
I like these drive time-esque type shows. We have a little banter in between. We talk a little bit about everything. Everyone gets that extra time with you as well. So it's been absolutely brilliant. Kev, should I tell them what I'm doing in about 2 weeks, or should I let them wait till Monday?
Tell them.
All right,
What are you waiting
people.
for? Don't wait.
Yes.
Tell
so this one right here is going to shower and fix her hair. And guess what? That's right. I'm coming to the motherland, coming to England, and I will be there for the Chelsea, Manchester United, and West Ham games. What? So if you want to come say hello to me at the Tolly or the 12 Pins, probably the 12 Pins, we will arrange it closer to the time. Some fun stuff coming from us. Be doing some bits and bobs out in the UK as well. And of course, I'm pretty sure that me and this fella are going to find a way to get together. No doubt. All right. So
we have to. Yep.
Yeah. So we're going to make that kind of magic happen in April. I'll be there for those games for a couple of weeks, and it's going to be absolutely epic. She's coming home. She's coming home.
She's coming. SD's coming home.
I've invited Julian on, actually. He should be coming on. His son goes to school with my cousin's son, so we should be able to make that happen. You two could be comedians, says Lynn. Now I'm just going to take it to the 2-hour mark, Kev. What the heck? Everyone's enjoyed it.
The hostess with the mostess. Yes. Love that.
We did it, squaddies. I wish. I tell you, if I totally different career, if I'm so... What a hottie.
That's a night. What a woman that was.
Let's not go down that road, shall we? Super Kev, I've driven 100 miles tonight to get to this show.
Oh, Dempsey, top man. Top man.
All right. Brilliant stuff. Kev, thank you, Virginia, one of our OGs.
Yes, thanks, Virginia.
It's very special is our Virginia.
Much
Jim, Matty
appreciated.
K. I like how they put Taib and Newman in their places. Every single one of you, you're amazing. You're incredible. This show wouldn't exist without you. We really appreciate you. I'm just going to hand over to Kev now, and let's enjoy the football this weekend. We will be back Monday night.
No, we're not over yet, Soph.
Oh.
Predictions.
Kev time.
Predictions.
Well remembered, Kevin.
So, that's why you put it to me to remember it, to put it back to you, and then just got to come back to me, right? Okay. So, I predict Arsenal to win this game 2-0. And Sophie did miss one of my 2-0 predictions.
What'd I do?
You missed it. Because normally you announce when you get it right or I get it right. And when last time we won 2-0.
Did I not compliment you that you got the right?
No.
Oh, shame on me.
No, I'm just saying. So I'm going for it again this time, and hopefully I could get a double bubble because I think we're going to do. I think we're in a serious need of these 3 points. Palace, a good side, strong side, but the way we're playing, 2-0 to the Arsenal. I'll take 1-0, but I think it's going to be 2. 2-0 to the Arsenal.
I'm going to go 3-1 to the Gunners. And I think Lacazette is going to score on Monday night. And I think because the world is watching on Monday night, I think we're going to fire up the grill. And we're going to
cook.
We're going to skew some eagles right on the grill.
We're going to cook the bird. Cook the bird.
You know how we Greeks love a little bit souvlaki? That's how we're going to do it. Yeah, 3-1. 3-1 to the Gunners. Goals from Lacazette. And I think Emile Smith-Rowe will have a say in that. And maybe another one from Thomas Partey.
Ooh. Well, do you know what? As long as Arsenal win, we're going to be happy, so telling you. Do you know what? I think a clean sheet's important for us, but the 3 points are more important. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd love a clean sheet, 2-0. But, Sophie, I will take your 3-1.
Me too.
I will take it.
A clean sheet would be great. And I think Leno will start again, right? Rambo's not ready, is he? Is he ready, Kev? Are we going to
No, Rambo's not ready.
Yeah,
No,
he's not ready, right?
No,
yeah.
he's not ready. Couple of weeks, I think.
Squeeze this one in, Kev. Matty K asked, have you ever scored
Matty
a
K said
hat-trick?
no.
Oh, okay.
No. 2 against Palace, not 3.
Yeah. Why
For
am I
Arsenal
getting a
scored-
yellow card? So how did you used to like scoring against Palace? Was that a team that you got?
We used to. Hey, you probably see all the stuff come out.
Facetious.
No, I'm just saying you probably see all the old footage of the videos.
Oh yeah.
Could you remember one? It was one midweek. I think the game was 1 each at the time, and there was an interchange. Lee Dix, the ball starts at our goalkeeper, and people you say, oh, we weren't a flair side. Lee Dixon got the ball. He played the ball into me in midfield. I've spun it round, played it to Merce. Mercy's give it back. I played a 1-2 with Wrighty, then played another 1-2 with Wrighty, and Wrighty sticks it in the bottom corner. We beat them 2-1 that night. Check that goal out, squaddies. I'm telling you. We're in the chevron kit, and it is a mic drop when Wrighty puts it in the corner.
Love it.
What a goal that was. What a goal.
Brilliant. Every time I went to Palace, there was one game in the 90s. It was I went with a whole bunch of Palace friends. We lost 3-1. And then we had to go for like a curry after as well. And it was just one of those, getting home from Palace from South London to, Palmer's Green was never easy. And it was a midweek game. And
oh God,
I had done a premiere the night before, and it was just I was miserable, Kev. Miserable.
Yeah. Losing at Palace ain't good.
No.
And don't forget, one of our worst ones was. Do you remember the 3-0 there, where it was kicking off left, right, and centre after the game? Do you remember that one?
Yep.
So you know what? We owe them a little. We owe them one.
Do. Kev. This is it. We're going to win Monday night under the lights. The Arsenal shining. Mikel Arteta, well done again on your manager of the month. Well deserved. Well deserved, Mikel. Well deserved. Let's see if that pie bakes a little
Hold
more.
on. I can start to smelling it now, Sophie. Started to. Do you know what? I like the hat, Sophie.
Take us out, Kev.
All right. Well, look, Sophie, thanks. Hostess with the mostest as always. I think this was a really, really good show. Squaddies, you played your part. Some of you are getting a little bit too cheeky in that chat. But you know what, everyone? Absolutely fantastic. We've spent nearly 2 hours together, and it's been epic. So look after yourselves. Tell your loved ones you love them, whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, or night. Never, ever forget to tell your loved ones that you love them. Look after yourself, squaddies. This is all about 3 points on Monday. Sit back. Let's watch the other teams mess up, hopefully, and then we do the business on Monday. So, squaddies, at ease, squaddies.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Please stand clear of the discussion doors. The next stop is Highbury Squad.